Welcome, guys, to the new episode of Dummy Football Podcast. With the end of the World Cup, we're just going to be recapping, going over the best from the World Cup, giving our team of the tournament and player of the tournament and such, and going over a little transfer news as well for you guys. Um, Pedro, how are you doing tonight?
I'm alright, just a little bit sick. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Jordan, how are you?
Great, just a bit sore.
All right, so I think we're gonna do the team of the tournament, player of the tournament, and the goalkeeper of the tournament till the end. But so we'll just start with the breakout player for the tournament. Um, uh, I'll start with
Or
you.
describe it, and then maybe.
Oh yeah, yeah, that we'll do that. Yeah, breakout player. So this is a player that just came into the World Cup, probably maybe not unknown or not heard of as well, and then he just really burst onto the scene. Really was crucial to the team. Really helped the team and just showcased his abilities at the biggest stage. Um, I'll start with you, Junior, and you can give us your breakout player of this tournament, and you're gonna
Okay,
say why.
Enzo Fernandez for me. Uh, Little did I know about him. As soon as he was in the starting 11, he was immovable in that team. Even I think he was rarely subbed off, if I remember correctly. He was just crucial in that midfield. So that to me is a breakout player, just how fundamental he was, and then just I just didn't know him. I mean, he's so dynamic, going
Yeah,
forward and defending is just that's incredible player. I want one in one of my teams for sure.
yeah. Jordan,
One of
you're
many to pick for.
yeah. There was a lot of players of to break out. Jordan, your breakout player of the tournament.
I just want to add to Junior's thing about Enzo Fernandez because I think it's very crazy because Lo Celso was supposed to be playing there, but because he got injured, he kind of stepped up, and it's you need those type of players for the World Cup. I picked Juno Novic, right back for Croatia. It's just watching him play, you were amazed of how he handled those left wingers attacking him. Croatia, they've made it so far. He held them at one or even zero goals scored. So you got to think there's something to that right back. And I know there's Lovren and Cavardiol, but it's just him patrolling the defense, going back and forth. Against Argentina, I think he could have gave him much more trouble. But before that game, who did they play before Argentina?
Um, who did Croatia play? Can't remember.
Brazil.
Oh yeah, Brazil, Brazil. That's true.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He stopped Neymar on countless things. He stopped the building and play from that side. He was so effective that Vinicius Junior was dropped after the first half. That's how effective he was. I think even in the first half he subbed him off. That's just how good he was doing against those attackers. And I think he might get a big move this upcoming, probably not January, but maybe summer, because just a little guy too. So you love to see little right backs because it kind of reminds me of like a Dani Alves.
Yeah. Just a just a couple more players I wanted to highlight before I gave mine. You obviously had a player like Gakpo, uh, maybe not little more known than maybe an Enzo Fernandez, but you have McAllister from Brighton, showing big time at the at the final, but even throughout the games, ever since Scaloni put him in the starting 11, he never dropped out. Um, you have maybe an Amrabat, maybe not known as well, for Fiorentina, for that midfielder, and really came into his own, and are linked to Spurs, to La Liga teams, and some bigger Serie A teams. Um, but yeah, I have to agree. I gotta go with Enzo Fernandez. I think just the dynamic and what he brought to the midfielder was really fundamental for Argentina throughout the tournament, and especially in that final. Um, how you said ever since he came on, he was an untouchable for Scaloni, just because of what he offered. And Paredes was preferred to him. He started with Paredes, and then ever since Fernandez came into that midfielder, um, Paredes was left on the bench. So I think that really speaks to volumes of what he brought to the team and how big of a player he is for Argentina. All right, so the surprise team of the tournament, it's a team that we didn't very few were expecting much from. Um, it's I remind me of like the little train that could, just
The book.
just a team that really surprised everybody. Um,
I never heard of Botafogo.
I'll start with you, Jordan.
Mine is the obvious choice. The first African team to make it to the semifinals. I think Morocco, just how they played defensively, kind of park the bus, Jose Mourinho kind of tactic, but they would still counterattack you, which it always gave
Junior, you're
Morocco
breathing too
teams.
loud.
And but yeah, I picked Morocco just because how big of a statement that they made, not just for them, but for African people all over the world and even Muslim people, because it's a real big deal of a team doing that great. And I just picked. They were amazing. There was no words to describe how crazy that run was. It was a kind of a Cinderella tale, but that's what I picked.
Junior, your pick.
You're muted.
I thought you said I was. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said I was muted before.
No, as you're breathing too hard.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, I didn't understand. Well, damn, sorry for breathing. Sorry, my mic is good. Shit.
Yeah, whatever.
Sorry, my mic is high quality.
Shut up.
A mic that's high quality doesn't hear.
I could hear it.
Yeah, you should like move it out for the spit so your nose when you breathe goes down.
Are you done?
Your pick.
Go,
I said, are you done?
go.
Yes or no?
Yeah, we're done. Go ahead. Your pick.
Like I said, I don't think we're all gonna pick Morocco. It's just, you know, I think no one is expecting much of Morocco.
Yeah.
I mean, we had, the Hakimi and the CH and Azraoui, but other than that, like few known names from that team, and then just what they able to achieve was beyond anybody could have seen. I
Yeah.
mean, nobody had them even going past the group, I believe. So that right there, they're the dark horse of this World Cup,
Yeah.
and
Yeah, a couple more teams that I wanted to highlight was Japan. Obviously getting at that group stage, which I think everybody favored Germany and Spain to get out of it. Um, uh, I think that's maybe the South Korea team that was able to get out, and you know they people thought that maybe they could go a little bit further, but sadly they weren't able to. But yeah, I think my choice is Morocco for all the reasons that you guys said, and just how incredible it was to see this nation, go against the big guys, against Portugal, against Spain, and held their own, and were able to defeat them. I think as a neutral fan, you love to see those Cinderella stories, those David versus Goliath type of games where they don't really account for the little guy, and Croatia as well, a good shout as well. A lot of people had them out already. They said they were too old, that they just didn't offer anything. But I think there was a story that came out that um, from the Chelsea camp that there were teammates from the World Cup were riding Kovacic and Hakimi because Ziyech, because they didn't think they were gonna do anything at the World Cup. But just goes to show how that you can really expect anything for the World Cup. Jordan, you
Can
want
I
to
say
say?
something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh man, I just forgot. Oh, Morocco like got every coach fired. They got Portugal's coach fired, Spain's coach fired. Like they were on a run. Like they did so good that I just wanted to add that because I think it's funny that both those coaches got eliminated. That shows you how much of a dark horse of how much of a nobody's, I guess you could say, in this World Cup they were, and they proved people wrong with faceless, very faceless, because no one had any idea who they were
Yeah,
until you looked into them. But yeah, I just wanted to add that.
yeah. Um, Going off to our most disappointing team of the tournament. This is a team that really should have delivered more, or we expected more, but just weren't able to bring up the results. I'll start with you, Junior. Or what's your pick for the most disappointing team of the
I'm
tournament?
going with Spain just because of the raw, like just the talent that they have. I just think they just stuck to their old ways a little bit too much.
Hmm.
They didn't have much to offer. I think other than that, and I think you saw that that sinked them at the end.
Yeah.
So I go with Spain.
And just why didn't you go for maybe like out of a Brazil maybe, or even
Because they still
oh,
they still made it pretty far. I mean, some things like once you go into that stage, it's a little bit more like this. But if you don't even make it out of the group, that's to me that's a failure. If a team that like to me, if I'm a world head coach of a national team, and if I don't make it out of the group stage, that's a fail to me. Like anything beyond that is a plus because you never know. You have face bigger rivals or like better rivals, this and that. A penalty given, a mistake, this and that.
well
So
Spain well
you have
Spain
you
did
have 3 games. You have 3 games to make it out. The other games is just one, and that's it. You're done. So if you don't make it out of the group, I feel like it's a failure.
well Spain did get out of the group.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they went
Oh
against
yeah,
Morocco.
yeah, that's true. What am I thinking of?
You're probably thinking
Thinking of the
Germany.
last World Cup.
Germany, yeah. You're probably
You're
thinking.
thinking of the last World Cup too,
Yeah,
probably. Could I say
or
my
even.
pick?
But anyway, I'm still picking Spain just because just the talent they have. I mean, and you can see like how many passes in the third and all this. It's just like they couldn't get the goals in.
Yeah, it was for nothing basically.
Yeah.
Jordan, your pick for most disappointing team.
I was thinking like Junior that Spain, but at the end of the day, Germany never had a game like Spain where they beat Costa Rica by a high margin. It lost against Japan in the opener from losing 1-0. We beaten up. Like you should close those games out or even get another goal in. Drew against Spain, which was like a big like oh maybe Spain might win because they're just 1-7-1, and then never really appear like themselves. People I've seen online, people are like, oh, they were focused more on political stuff. I just think the team wasn't right. I just think the team wasn't fixed perfectly as the coach wanted them to be. Because at the end, a lot of the defense was players that we've never heard of, that were more known in the Bundesliga. I think that's what cost them. And against Japan, their defense messed up a lot. Rudiger in one of the plays calls the player offside, but Nicolas Sol is keeping them onside. So I think there was a lot of miscommunications on the defensive end. Even though you have Neuer, your defense still needs to play pretty good. But I think they're the most disappointing because at least Spain showed something that they could be something. But I feel like Germany never had a game like that where
Well,
you were like, that is the Germany of old times.
see, well, that's why I didn't pick Germany because I just saw the team. I just thought Germany was gonna go through because of the name. Like when I saw that roster, I
Yeah.
was like, pretty average, honestly. I like Neuer this and that, but Ter Stegen's not starting. Leno's not starting. I think they're both right now better than Neuer.
Whoa, hot
Neuer's just
take.
there because
But I was saying Germany because they do have a lot of talent. Even those players that
yeah,
we
but
haven't heard of are doing good in their league. They don't have. I feel like people were saying, like I said, the political stance. They were focused more on the political stuff, and I think that ended up costing them. But I don't know. I just think they just never were themselves. I think they tried to be something new, and it just didn't work out because they did have a lot of new pieces to that team. I think the formation didn't fit because I think Kimmich plays better in his other position. But I just picked them. Another shout out to give Uruguay. Did and you say that it's like the name of the team. Like that adds something to it because you are known as a great nation that has won this before. You should be doing more. You know, like Brazil, everybody expects them every World Cup. They're gonna win it because they do have that name of greatness. It doesn't matter the players, but you're still disappointing fans because you do have the name. You have the 5 titles. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why I picked them.
From Uruguay, like the only standout player to me is Arrascaeta. I think there's only like a few,
yeah,
good players from that.
yeah. I feel
And
like
they still have to bring in Godin. As good as he is, it's just like, oh, he's gonna be starting every game. All right, like,
yeah.
all right, like he's playing in, is he playing in Gremio or where is he playing?
He ran for Brazil. I don't remember what team.
I just packed them in Ultimate
Oh,
Team.
Palmeiras, right?
What's that?
Palmeiras.
No, it's another. It's a team with like a black logo. I just packed them in Ultimate Team, dude. I forgot what it is. What team he is.
Black and red. I mean black and blue.
Is it Fluminense? Maybe
No, it's black and white.
Corinthians, Sao Paulo,
No, it's not a big team. I didn't even know their logo.
Botafogo.
No, I know that logo.
Brazilian teams we know.
But his card was a Libertadores card, if I remember it correctly.
But yeah, anyway, it's just like he was only like few standout players. They're
Yeah,
relying on those old players are gonna give you the best they could, and they kind of they do the best they could. But going back to Germany, I think other than the Bayern guys from that team is just
And Rudiger.
and Rudiger. Yeah, the other guys were just
And they also didn't make it out of the group. And that was a big thing for me to put them in because Spain at least got out of the group and you had a chance against Morocco, but you didn't do anything with that chance, and that's why I picked Germany.
yeah.
Uruguay's a mention. Spain's also mentioned there, but I just see Germany as a bigger failure.
I'd
I
say
what's it called? I agree with I agree with some of the things you guys are saying. I and then disagree with some of this as well. Um,
Oh,
Germany, Ger- Germany. I feel like people thought because of Hansi Flick that there was gonna be something new, but you got to remember Hansi Flick worked with Joachim Low before getting the Bayern job, so it's he's not gonna do something very different to what Joachim Low was doing. Aside maybe from maybe not starting like a regular number nine, but it's very much in the same style. They still play that 4-2-3-1. It's very the same of Joachim Low. So I just think that Bayern Germany, my bad. Germany need to do something, should try something different. It just is very much of the same for me, and I just want to wish see something different. I don't mind that they have these players from the Bundesliga. They maybe want to how they want to get it like a certain like core of players that know each other from the same league. So um, I don't have a problem with that, but it's just like maybe the chemistry between Rudiger, that defense isn't there, and that maybe what caused them. Kimmich playing, I think he played right back, midfielder, and just wasn't centrally in one position, where I'm gonna play this guy here, for the rest of the tournament. So I think that also affected. But yeah, I do agree that there were disappointment. Belgium's a good shout as well for disappointment just because of the names of the team. You just expect something more, but unfortunately weren't able to kind of get together. And I think that that group is just torn apart from stuff outside from football. So I think that, but yeah, my pick is Spain as well. I just felt from what they were doing, they came from from more to less in the tournament, and just I think one of the commentators said it well that they where with that result against Puerto Rico, they thought they were the best from the tournament, and they just believed it. But you gotta also gotta work hard to maintain that level throughout the
Costa
tournament.
Rica.
What did I say? Did I say did something different?
Puerto Rico.
Oh,
Yeah,
Costa Rica. My apologies. My apologies.
we're from Costa Rica. Yeah.
My apologies.
I know.
Boy,
You better apologize to Brian Ruiz right now, dude.
But yeah, that's my pick from most disappointing team.
can you
Um,
hear me right here?
yeah, we can hear you. All right, now we're gonna start with our player of the tournament. This is the player that's most influential, maybe the best player overall tournament, crucial to their team. Um, I mean, if there's anybody else that picked Messi, I would like to hear it, and I would wonder why you didn't pick Messi. But
I took a lot, but obviously Messi. What did he get? 4 or 5 man of the match out of 8 matches? Is that correct?
I think so. Yeah.
But there's a lot of players who were in fundamental. I would think
Yeah.
like Antoine Griezmann, like you said, Amrabat,
Mbappe as well. You can even add there.
Mbappe. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I see another player that was as crucial, as detrimental to their team as Messi was. Jordan, did you have anybody else, or did you have Messi?
Yeah, I picked Memo Ochoa. Shoot. No, I was gonna say. Obviously, it's Messi. They can't argue it already because we have the 2020 vision that he just won it too. So we know why he's the player of the tournament. Obvious. I think Mbappe is a good shout because he is the Golden Boot winner. But I could even see an argument for Giroud because he stepped up and where Benzema should have been. I
Hmm.
think that was a big deal too.
Yeah,
And but yeah, it's obvious Messi.
yeah,
I don't even need to say anything else. It speaks for itself.
yeah, yeah. Pretty much. For the goalkeeper of the tournament, um, I had Emiliano Martinez. I just feel what he's been able to do. Um, it just speaks for itself. I mean, this guy is so detrimental and so crucial when they go to penalties that he's just a one man show at that point. You just feel like whenever they get to penalties or he gets a penalty that he could stop it, although he didn't save any from Mbappe. But he just so influential, and he had that one save at the end where if Kulumani makes that, I don't think because it was already like the dying minutes, the dying seconds of the game. So if Kulumani makes that, I don't think Argentina even have a chance of reaching that winning that. So that's why I pick Emiliano Martinez. Um, I want to hear Jordan your pick.
I want to hear Junior go first, actually.
Well, I don't know how to say his first name. I mean, his last name. But Dominik Ivakovic from Croatia.
Yeah,
I think he was like just, I like a traditional goalkeeper, guy that can stop shots, go in the air, get the ball from across and all that. Like whether Emiliano Martinez could do this or that, whatever. Just the goalkeeper basis on what a goalkeeper could do. Like if I beat a defender, will my goalkeeper be there and stop it? I don't necessarily get that from Emiliano Martinez. Like he has personality.
even though he made a last minute save.
I mean, a lot of people have made last minute saves. And that's what you have to do. Like, it's like, oh, you made a goal. Oh, you're a goal scorer. Like, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, remember Balotelli didn't celebrate because he made a goal. It's like, does the mailman celebrate when he delivers the mail? You know what I mean? So no, like, is he gonna come? Is he gonna do what he's supposed to do? And like, no PS. Like, you say like it's just, the ball's coming in and kick it out. Traditional goalkeeper stuff. I just thought he was awesome. Like I didn't like. I was a, like I would want him in my team. Emiliano Martinez, I wouldn't really necessarily. Like,
Jor-
what's he gonna do for me in a tournament type of thing? And we go to penalties, or maybe I'll bring him in. Just for the match. I think Dominic Dupont.
Jordan, your pick.
I get where you're coming from, Junior, because those stage matches, he literally had 3 saves and 4 goals scored on them. Like he wasn't playing his best. We thought he was the missing piece, but it was actually the defense was the piece that they needed. I think he struggled a lot. The defense carried him. I think he has 13 goals scored on him. I think 13 goals conceded. I think, and I think that speaks for itself. That it's not that he's like the greatest goalkeeper in this tournament, but I feel like he came in clutch when he needed to, which is all goalies should have that type of mentality. When it comes to penalties, you save a penalty. I think he has that factor in him where he could get in your head. We saw him in the penalties before in the Copa America. Even me as an Arsenal fan, when I watched him at Arsenal, he would do the routine saves, but that personality adds to it. It's like if Oliver Kahn didn't have that mentality of like I'm gonna kill you, would he be known as a great goalie, or would he just be another good goalie? I think the personality kind of adds to it in a way. He is a great goalie, but I don't think he was the best. I like the Ilivakovic pick because he was phenomenal and he always kept the same face. He did his job. He never took himself too seriously. You talked about that Modric told him like you're here for a reason, dude, because he was doubting himself of being called up, and Modric kind of like gave him a pep talk to kind of get him back to being himself, to be more comfortable. Because if the goalkeeper is uncomfortable, how do you think the team's gonna feel? Like, oh, this guy doesn't even know what he could, if he should be here. Like, what about us? Like,
Yeah.
but
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna go purely stat based, and I'm gonna go with Bono. He got 5 goals conceded. That's the least out of every goalie in the tournament, and he took Morocco all the way to the semifinals. And I feel like the saves he made were spectacular saves. He made pretty good saves often, and he did the routine work. And he's also, I think, without him, I don't think that Morocco team goes through. I think he played a bigger part in that team than an Emiliano Martinez, or a little bit more than a Vlahovic, because Vlahovic did help him in the penalties too. I feel like he kept them in the games, and that's why I picked him. And he had 3 saves against Spain, and I think that was the biggest game for him. So the penalty saves, I mean, and that helped them go through. Spain who actually practiced penalties, like took 99 penalties or something like that.
Well,
So
no,
that's why I picked them.
that's the thing he said. He asked them to take 100 penalties before they got there to the World Cup. Who knows if
Oh
they
yeah,
did?
Yeah.
yeah, but
Yeah.
just Bono.
I can see what you guys are talking about. I can see what you guys mean, but I just feel tournament based. There's no other better goalkeeper than Emiliano Martinez.
Well, it's not about feels.
Or but based on your opinions and thoughts and how you guys see
No,
that.
but you're saying you feel.
Well, yeah, I just feel and I like
Well, I felt that he kind
Emiliano
of
Martinez
costed
is.
them against Saudi Arabia. I felt that he kind of costed them against Saudi Arabia, getting 2 goals scored on you, and then like I'm saying, the stats speak for themselves.
I, I don't
Even the
think you can
team,
you I don't think you can blame those 2 goals on him specifically. One of them
well,
was a wonder strike that you can't do anything, and another one was like a close range shot that like
yeah, but I'm looking at it at a statistical point of view, which is the goalkeeper's biggest thing of how many goals did he concede, how many saves did he make. He made 3 saves in the group stage,
yeah,
four
but
goals scored on him.
they
Well, what did he get? He gets scored like on his right on his post. Like that's like one thing. Like
no, he got scored on his on for the Saudi Arabia. He got scored on his
no,
far post.
against France, right? Did he get scored
No,
on his post?
it was a far post as well.
Yeah, he got his hand on it because he hit it down. He touched it and it deflected it into hitting the post and going in.
If
But that's
you
just why I picked Bono. I get why you picked Martinez, but I just picked Bono based on the stats and what
right,
he did for his country was a bigger deal, and he played a bigger part in the team. And I think that has to come into effect because if Emiliano Martinez is not there and they have Armani, is it a different team? Like that's what I'm basing it off
yeah,
of.
it is. It is 100%. It is a different team, and
We we know it's a different team because it's a different player, but that's how I'm basing it on. I'm looking at who was a bigger Martinez.
Well,
Who was the
it's
biggest part for Morocco? Bono
well.
or
I'll tell you what. Without Martinez,
That's what I'm saying.
they don't beat Croatia in the penalties. I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah,
I don't think
you have
another
the perspective
goalkeeper.
of that, but like if we were looking at them from the group stage, you would see that Bono played way better. That's all I'm saying. That's why I picked him. I get why you picked him. I'm not saying that that's a dumb pick, but I'm saying that's why I picked him.
Well,
That's
I
how I
know,
made my
and that's why
choices.
I know, and I'm just trying to say why I think yeah, because I think Bono did a really good tournament. Livakovic is a good shout as well. I really like both of them. I honestly contemplated them to pick Livakovic a little bit more than Bono to go into my team of the tournament. But I just feel like you cannot understate what Emiliano Martinez has done for the Germany team. I mean, damn, I'm all over the place today. This Argentina team, I mean, you might say that that's his big personality might be an issue, or you don't maybe don't
No,
like
I'm
it,
not
or
saying it's an issue. I'm thinking it adds to him being a goalkeeper. It makes you think he's way better than what he is. That's
well,
what I'm saying. But it adds to it.
and that takes that you don't think the players are when they take a penalty think about that or not thinking about that, and that's what makes them. Uh,
Yeah, I'm talking about the actual game.
I'm talking about a tournament base. I'm talking about tournament based. I don't
We're talking
see.
about this tournament. We're talking
I'm
about this
I'm not.
tournament.
That's why I'm talking about this World Cup tournament. I don't see another goalkeeper that was so fundamental to their team a success than Emiliano Martinez, just because of what he was able to do in two penalty shootouts, and then last minute saves. When they needed him the most, he was there to step up.
Well, yeah, you have the perspective that they won.
So
If you didn't
let me
have the
give you this.
perspective that they
Let me
won,
give
you
you
wouldn't
this.
say that.
Let me let we sub in Livakovic to this Argentina team. Do they make it to the final?
I don't know. I don't know. There are different personalities in that team.
But Emiliano Martinez and Croatia didn't make it as far as they did.
Yeah, I think so too. I think if Emiliano Martinez was for Croatia, they beat Argentina in penalties.
Well, we're in fairy town. That just
We're a fairy
we're
tale.
you're saying. I know why you're saying it because you feel that but if personality doesn't matter when you're a goalie because a
It
goalie
definitely
does
does.
his job.
It definitely does when you go to penalties. When you're in penalties, it
Yeah,
definitely
but I'm
does.
talking about penalties. I'm talking about
And
the
that's what
actual
I,
game.
yeah,
The
because it happened in the tournament. I wouldn't be talking about penalties if they didn't happen in the tournament.
sure.
No, it's not pure goalkeeping. It's a tournament base. What happened in the tournament? Argentina went to penalties. What was it? Three times, and they beat them, and they won three times because Emiliano Martinez came up big in those three times, and that's why I'm bringing it up. If they weren't
Did
going to
any other
penalties, I
Argentina
wouldn't
player
have bring it.
miss? Did any other Argentina players miss penalties?
Yes, but Emiliano Martinez kept them in it because he kept up making saves in those three penalty shootouts. That's why I keep
Yeah, but what we're saying is, but what we're
if
saying is during the game, during the full time, during the 90 minutes, he wasn't the biggest part. He wasn't the biggest part of that team defensively.
Exactly.
The defense
The fact
kept
that
them
they
from
made it all the
shooting.
way there
The defense was the
is more
thing
about
that helped them.
execution.
That's what we're saying. And we look at Bono. Bono was taking shots at him. Livakovic had 11 saves against Brazil. Emiliano Martinez didn't even have 11 saves in the first four games. That's what we're saying. We're saying that during the game, we get it
More
extra
tested.
time. We get it the extra time. He was more challenged in that he was there. The defense didn't help him. They took shots on him. That's what we're saying. That's why he was a bigger part, Kevin.
and
That's what we're saying.
no, I understand that.
Well, you keep on saying I understand, but this is why I said it. And like
No,
we're
no,
just going back and forth.
no,
Just move on. Just move on.
no. Hold on. Let me. I just want to get my say. I understand what you guys are saying about the 90 minutes, 90 minutes, about the 90 minutes. But I'm saying like
Yeah,
I'm
you're gonna say it was good the penalties. He came up big in the penalties. He came up clutch in the
y-
thing. Yeah, we
yeah
know that. But this is
because
why we picked them.
I
You
know,
keep on
but
discrediting it because you add all
no,
these
I'm
things
not
to it.
discrediting it. I'm not discrediting it. I'm
And
not.
you go, oh, but in the 90 minutes he helped them win and he came up
No,
clutch.
I'm not discrediting it. I'm
So
not
we know
discrediting
that.
it.
We know
Bono,
that he helped them.
Livakovic, or anybody of those. I'm not discrediting it. I'm just
Well,
saying.
say something that doesn't discredit them. Oh,
I'm,
you're gonna say, oh, they won.
well, let me fucking finish. You keep interrupting me. How the fuck am I gonna finish what I'm
What are you gonna say
saying?
different? What are you gonna say different?
God damn, you keep it.
You
How the
already
fuck am I
you
gonna
said
say?
it. You said it two times. Junior, how many times did he say the same two things?
Well, just let him finish what
Let me damn finish what I'm gonna say. You guys keep talking about 90, about the 90 minutes,
He's
right?
not gonna change his mind.
I
He can't.
know,
No, I'm saying he's
no
already
no
said it.
one's gonna change their mind. No one's gonna change their
No,
mind.
he
But I'm
already
just
said it.
saying, how do you know what I'm gonna say if you keep interrupting
You already
me?
said it twice. You said it twice already. You started off the
You
same
don't
way.
know what I'm saying.
This how I feel. This how I feel about this. This how I feel
If
talking
you
about
let
this.
me
You
finish, you
shut
know
up.
what the hell I'm gonna say.
Yeah, hurry up then.
I keep saying, yeah, the 90 minutes to base it off just 90 minutes is it's you got to take the whole team in consider. It's not just what the goalkeeper did or didn't do for those 90 minutes because the midfielders, the attackers and defense have to take into contribution of what they also did leading up to the goal, right? So that's why I understand what you guys are saying about like 90 minutes that these guys were outstanding for their team, right? But I take into consideration those penalty shootouts because that's the goalkeeper. That's on the goalkeeper alone and the defender. That's one on one. That's just the attacker and defender. And when it came down to those moments, Emiliano Martinez stood out for me compared to Livakovic, which he did have a good shootout against against Brazil, and then in Argentina, I think he just there was only one miss, I think, and it was Enzo, if I remember correctly. Um, but Emiliano Martinez, time and time and said, had multiple saves in those, and that's why I had him as my tournament because throughout the tournament, when it was just one on one, when Argentina didn't need him the most, he stood out for me, and that's all I'm gonna say. And we'll move on to our next. our,
Better players.
what?
Croatia. They had better.
That you can't take that into consideration
Of course
though.
you can.
No, it's not because
No, no, no. Hold on.
because
That was just.
anybody it's a penalty it's a penalty it anybody can kick a good penalty. It doesn't matter if you're a star striker or a
How many
defender.
saves he get? How many shots on target did he get per match?
I don't know the
You
stats.
got Saudi Arabia, Mexico, Poland. I don't think Poland ever shot once on target.
That's why we're saying that the goalkeeper of the tournament should be someone that was at least challenged, and I never felt like he was challenged. And when he was, he struggled. That's all we were saying. And then
Yeah,
you said, oh, but
France scored
when it came
three,
to
and he was
penalties,
easier than that. But
yeah,
he
but then
scored
you
it.
say he came to penalties, he did his job. And it's like, yeah, but Bono and Livakovic only won the penalties twice, one, and the other one went to one because he did his job in the 90 minutes.
Yeah,
That's what
one
we were saying.
Bono went to one, and then the other one he didn't because the guy scored two goals. And Livakovic went to twice and lost one. And Emiliano Martinez, the three times he won the penalties, Argentina
But
won.
how many goals did he
That's
get this
all I'm
whole
saying.
tournament?
That's all I'm saying, and let's
Have
move
you
on. Let's
counted?
move on. Let's move on. Let's move on. All right, team of the tournament. We'll start. We'll do it one by one, so we don't reveal the
That's
team,
no
the
argument.
11 all.
Once they already
What?
won the freaking tournament,
What?
you can make the argument.
It's
Now you
facts.
make that
What do
argument.
you mean? It's facts. He went to three
Yeah, but
penalty
that's
shootouts
the
and he
argument you
won
already
three.
had.
What do you want me to
Hold
say?
on, hold on.
That's
Rodolfo,
that's
Rodolfo.
not a. It's fact. All
Yeah,
right,
but the argument's already
team
made.
of the
Just move
tournament.
on. You already got that already.
They're all good goalkeepers. Let's go.
We'll divide one by one, so we don't review our team. So we'll start with our goalkeeper, our defense, our midfielder, and then we'll off with our attacker. Um, any Did you guys change any formation? I went for a 4-3-3. That's my formation.
I did a 4-2-3. I was gonna go for a 4-2-4.
Hmm.
We'll describe it later when we talk about it. Break that down.
Yeah, Jordan, your formation is it any
I went
different?
with the 4-4-2 of the team that won the World Cup because I thought it was only fair that they got their formation.
Okay. All right. So my goalkeeper is Emiliano Martinez. Uh, Jordan Junior, who's your goalkeeper?
Dominic Livakovic.
Jordan.
I picked Emiliano Martinez.
All right. My back four is as it goes. I would name them and then I'll just talk a little bit about each of them real quick. And if you guys could do the same, that would be perfect. I have Hakimi as my right back, El Yamik as my right center back, Gavardiol as my left center back, and Sosa as my left back. Hakimi, I think we all can see how much of a crucial he was to this Moroccan team. Very good on the counterattack, very fast to attack, but also to get back on defense, which they needed a lot for from this team. Um, Able to get in transition real quick, and something they did really good was switch play, wherever the ball was. So Hakimi was crucial on getting that. El Yamik, he came in for Aguerd against Portugal, and ever since that performance, he stayed on the team, and just really outstanding defending from El Yamik, a player that I had no knowledge of, but defensively very well sound. Was able to somewhat keep his own against to a certain degree against Mbappe, but you know Mbappe just very good offensively. But I really liked what I've seen from El Yamik. A player for Valladolid, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Gavardol, I think we all know of how good Gavardol is for Leipzig and for his country. Really stood out. No wonder why a lot of clubs are interested in him because of what he's able to bring. And Sosa just a very good left back defensively and attack offensively as well. Very solid for his team, and I just felt that he really stood out in that defense for Croatia. Um, I'll go with you, Jordan, with your back four.
I picked Denzel Dumfries just because I felt that he was playing overall great games, but then he had that standout game against the USA where he got 2 assists and 1 goal, and I feel like that was a big part of me putting him in the team. I mostly picked players that I that I saw from what I seen. I didn't go based on player ratings because I feel like sometimes they could be iffy on some of the player ratings, especially when you listen to commentators.
Yeah,
I picked Cristian Romero because I felt that he kind of helped Emiliano Martinez in getting no shots off for the strikers because we know Emiliano Martinez did struggle with them in the group stage. I also picked Gavardiol, who also played a big part in Croatia. I think it was second or third in the most clearances and second or third in most tackles completed, I think. And then I picked Mazari as a left back too.
that's a good
It
shout.
was an unusual position to play him in because Hakimi was obviously going to be the right back,
Yeah.
but Mazari did his part and helped Morocco make it all the way to the semifinals.
All right, Jordan Junior, your back four.
I went with Hakimi, the obvious choice for right back. Just how much he offers in attack and defensively, he doesn't lack much because he has genuine speed and he's good defensively,
Hmm.
reading the play. I'll read the ones that I kind of like, the ones like yours. Gavadiol from Croatia. I mean, I've known of this player for a while. Chelsea have been trying to get him for quite a while, along with Nkunku. So I know a little bit of him, and I was just impressed by what he did in this team. The other ones that are different is Marcos Acuna, left back for Argentina. I just think just because he impressed me, like he could have such a good tournament. It's not that he's a bad player, but you're just like, oh, you know,
Yeah, he was just
to do something more in attack instead of what you usually see him doing for his club team. I was impressed with how much he could offer. Probably looking for a move maybe, or just showing that he could be a really good player. Good.
yeah.
And I had Romain Saiz for Morocco, the veteran in that team. He reminded me of a little bit of like a 2004 2005 Chelsea Ricardo Carvalho, which is very good defensively and telling everybody else like where how to move and how to block, how to
Okay.
be in block and things like
Yeah,
that. Just thought it was pretty fundamental to that team.
yeah. Um, just very quickly before we move on, yeah, I wanted to put Size in my team, but I just felt like um, El Yamik just he was the El Size, obviously the captain and the one of the leaders for that team. I just wanted to shine a light on another player from Morocco, the Morocco defense that really stood out for me. Um, you know, obviously plays maybe not in the Premier League where it's really highlighted, well, it gets highlighted a lot, but Valladolid that doesn't really get known for it just really stood out defensively for me in that Moroccan defense. Um, uh, onto the midfielder, I have obviously a three with a center defensive midfielder. And honestly, it looks like I'm playing three defensive midfielders, which
All right.
I just love the hard tackling, the players that can get in there and really, you know, really show their physicality in the midfielder. So I have Amrabat, Shumeni, and Enzo Fernandez as my three in the midfielder. Um, I won't talk a lot about Enzo because I already spoken about him. But Amrabat, how I said, another player that really shown in that Moroccan side, um, really well for his defensive duties, but his offensive duties as well. Very good ball carrying and moving the ball around to their more offensive players. Um, just really shown a light on what he's able to do. And no wonder a lot of teams are interested of his capabilities. To a midfielder that able to defend so well and be contribute something offensively is very rare in these in the midfielder. And then Choumeni, I just felt like his presence in that midfielder for France was needed, especially since they didn't have a player like Kante that could do they could do that box to box midfield. Maybe you have a Rabiot and a Griezmann that we know. It was very strange to see Griezmann, do that box to box kind of work, but Shumeni is just very good defensively and just what he's able to do offensively as well. He obviously had that goal against who was it, Morocco? Um, was it Morocco? I think it was Morocco. I don't remember. No, England. My bad. Yeah, England against England. From so able to offer a long shot from distance and just very dynamic in that midfielder, and that's why I put him in my midfielder. Really liked a lot what I seen from him.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't pick Luka Modric.
No, that what's it called? I try to keep it with like players that really shown for the countries. Not saying that he didn't, but he just didn't surprise me as much as other midfielders. These three midfielders. I'll go with Junior. You first.
So I'll say the ones that are the same as yours. Amrabat, the same reason. That just think he was solid. The other player that I was thinking about was Declan Rice, but since he didn't do it as much, didn't make it as far, or did
Hmm.
like I already know like he wasn't like fundamental to the team. I would say they still have like other parts, but Amrabat, Enzo Fernandez, just dynamicism that he brings. But the other one that's different is Griezmann. I just was impressed that he played in that midfield and he played it so well.
Yeah. Almost played like a free flowing number 10 at times. Just it was that link between
Well, who like
defense and offense. Yeah.
so that's why I picked him.
Jordan, your picks?
I like your guys' pick, the Tremaine. I like the Griezmann pick too. I like the Griezmann pick because I left him a freedom to play a 10 and an 8, and he just kept on switching over and over, and the defenders didn't really know what to do with him, which put them in a uncomfortable position, especially against England. But I picked as my right mid Nahuel Molina. Although he did play right back, he's right mid at Atletico Madrid, and just an amazing player, always doing his work. Scored a goal. I told Junior this before when we were watching the game, but every time we look at him, his eyes are like sunken in because of how hard he run and how much effort he gives in to every play. But he's just an amazing player. I wish he was at a team. He was at a team that used him better, but he's at Atletico Madrid right now. I also picked Rabiot, who just an amazing player. It sucks that he had a drama out of the with PSG because I feel like he could have been a player in the Premier League. Still has time. He's still pretty young, but it's just box to box, creates, defends, does everything. He allowed Chouameni and Griezmann to go higher up the field. He just did his work. Kind of an unsung hero. People forget his physicality too. He's 6'4", people forget, and he moves like he's 6 foot. Like it's crazy how fast he is, how physical, how great at passing, technically gifted, gives amazing balls all over the field. Juventus might start something this season. They might after they might win the league because how good this guy has been playing. He might contribute more. But Enzo Fernandez, like you guys said, what hasn't been said about that young player? But that's how I'll leave it at that because it's kind of starting to get on my nerves how much people talk about him. You know,
No.
we get it.
I
He's
was gonna
good.
say they might have to sell Rabiot. I mean, because
Well,
Rabiot
what's
keeps on
going on
going.
right now? Might go to Premier League. Might go to Real Madrid with Carlo Ancelotti. Who knows? But
Classic
uh,
Juve.
the left mid I picked, and I know there's a shocker, especially for you guys, but I picked Perisic because where was Modric at? Where was Modric at? Where did he even score in the third place game? Nah, I don't think so. Did he assist? Nah, I know Modric is known for assisting. No, not really. I think the old man was kind of taking a seat back, and Perisic kind of handled everything. It's kind of funny. A Real Madrid fan didn't even include him in his fucking team, and I include a Spurs player who I don't even like, or I hate this guy, but it's so. I just love Perisic. I remember him in Inter Milan. He's somehow he's like a DePaul where he gets on your nerves, but he's so technically good that you have to give him the respect of how he plays. Technically gifted, great on the ball. He had an assist with his headed it back to Gavardiola and gave Gavardiola his first goal in the World Cup, which was in a special moment in the third place game. Like just a big part. I think Croatia are gonna miss him too. Hopefully he plays in the next World Cup because I think he's 33 or 34. Hopefully we can see him have another run at the World Cup and just I love him.
All right, on to our attack. I went with the three up top: Mbappe, Giroud, and Messi. That's my front three for my team of the tournament. I'll go with you first, Jordan.
Are you gonna talk about him?
I mean, and honestly, like, what do I have to say about Mbappe and Messi? Like, we already seen how there's really nothing much that we can say about these players. These are just critical, fundamental players for their teams. What players that can create their offense individually, but can also create something for their team. And then Giroud just again, Benzema dropped out, and he just showed up in this World Cup.
I mean, he is a World Cup winning striker.
Yeah, but that's are my picks for my team of the tournament. I'll go with you first, Jordan.
I was gonna pick Giroud. An honorable mention, of course. I only have two strikers, so I can only pick two. So that kind of left me at a disadvantage. But I just want to say Giroud, a fantastic player. It's 28, finally got called up, or 25, something like that. He finally got called up to France, and now he's the leading goal scorer. I wonder where Benzema was at during that time.
I think
Probably
25.
blackmailing somebody. I don't know. But
He was winning Champions League. That's what he was doing, winning Champions League and league titles.
yeah, yeah.
Something that Giroud didn't do till his 30s.
Well,
Okay.
with the stacked Real Madrid team, try to do it at Chelsea, bro.
But I was gonna say Giroud. Just like I love that the older he gets, the better he still plays. He's still in there. Player who wasn't really expected much. Played at Montpellier. Went to Arsenal. Helped his career grow. Went to Chelsea. Grew it even more. Won at AC Milan. I think a player that we will look back and we would say that guy was a fantastic striker. And in 20 years, we would say this guy would gave this guy gave France something when Benzema wasn't there. I feel people would say people probably regard him as a better striker than Thierry Henry, because Thierry Henry was more of a left winger turned to striker. Then, but my two picks are obviously Mbappe and Messi. Mbappe resume speaks for itself. Still very young. hopefully he could continue going because sometimes players get tired. People get overwhelmed. They just stop playing as themselves. We've seen it before with players that have amazing potentials. They just drop off. Hopefully he doesn't because I feel like he could be a Pele for this type of generation. And obviously Messi, the greatest of all time. Mount Rushmore attacker, Mount Rushmore player, excluding goalkeepers, obviously, but he's just the greatest of all time. And I think this added to his already big enough resume. But yeah, like Junior said, five men of the matches out of eight. What more could you ask?
Yeah. Junior, your picks.
Let's start with the fast. Messi. Messi. And Kylian Mbappe, just, I mean, the fact that he's 23 years old and he already has 12 World Cup goals in 14 matches. This guy is just like, he's just going to score on games. Like, it doesn't matter what you do against him, like, he's going to find a way, like he
Yeah.
did against Argentina. You know, like, he takes on the team. And you saw, like, after what he said at halftime, like he's like, why you, we're playing like we're dead. Come on, like let's just show something. We can be playing worse than we already have. And I don't think like France really kind of stepped up that much. Because if they did, I think they would have been like they could have won it. So I think
Yeah.
that it was more like just an Mbappe kind of because like the rest of the team looked kind of average on the night. Mbappe was like the lighting shine on that France team. Like if they would have kept Giroud, it would have been a different story
Well,
too.
Kulumane was crucial to their receptions. Obviously, the one that won the foul, and then the one that played the 1-2 with him.
Yeah, but I just think that with having Giroud there to kind of distract their center, like I mean their defenders, I think would have, to me, like that was the winning set. What's it called? Formation. It's just like yeah, they were trying to attack and beat him on speed, but I think with that he would have beat or start with that and then end it with Giroud.
Yeah.
I think Giroud is the winning solution
Yeah.
to that Argentina, and then Julian Alvarez as the last one, just because
Oh.
what he offered, being right next to Messi. He
Yeah.
didn't start. We all thought Lautaro was gonna be, and Lautaro was doing good. He had three. Let's not forget he had three offside calls against Saudi Arabia.
Hmm. Yeah.
Just like if he would have got running up and running with those three goals, like he could have been, the golden boot for all we know.
Yeah.
Just after that, just Julian Alvarez kind of took that spot and then made it his. So
Yeah.
he's got to be in the team. And of course, I left out Giroud. I mean, that was one of the ones that I was thinking about, just because of what he offered to the France, like not having someone up there.
I just I just noticed something that why do you have like your background blurred if it's just white?
Oh, it's blurred out.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
I just noticed that. My bad. Didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead. Was there anything else you wanted to say?
No, that's it.
Okay. Um. Yeah.
I can change it now.
Well, no, don't just leave it like that. um. Yeah. I really like how different your team of the tournament was, Jordan. I really like it. It's very individual. Also, I like your shout out to
Okay.
Julian Alvarez because
Okay.
yeah, he would have made a good shout for a young player of the tournament as well because he came in there with no expectation. Julian Alvarez.
Oh,
Yeah, how you said we all thought Lautaro was gonna be the starting partnership with Messi, but obviously what you said like Julian Alvarez just brought something different and just defensively and offensively as well. But
Wait, I want to ask you guys a question.
go ahead.
Out of all these jerseys, which one would you buy from this World Cup besides the Argentina one?
the
Mm,
Mexico one, obviously. The fact that they didn't use the white one, what a waste.
I would buy the just because of looking back now of how it looks and what they were do, I would buy the Morocco home jersey.
Was it the red one?
Yeah, the red one.
I mean, any red I kind of like. So,
Yeah.
which one you would have picked? I mean, the
Interesting
France one is
question.
nice. I like the whole like. I know Jordan doesn't like, but I like the red. I mean, the blue, white, and then red socks.
Yeah, I like it as
I
well.
like that. It's just that sometimes the jersey looks too. It doesn't look like soccer. It looks more like a rugby shirt.
I
What
like it.
the blue?
Yeah, with the
Another
collar especially.
Oh,
another
yeah, the colors. I
another good one is the Spain because it looks very retro. The Spain home jersey with the collar, I like it.
I'll tell you which jersey I would buy from this year. The Italian jersey. Italia. But
Um,
I like the Croatia one a lot. The simple white with red. Never
yeah,
could never go wrong with the white and red.
the checkered one. Yeah, very unique to their team. But just wanted to ask if you guys had anything else. Your final thoughts of this World Cup. Where would you rank it compared to the last? What is it? The last three now, and just final
Where you
thoughts.
going, Junior?
from the last
Anything
two
you want
World
to say
Cup.
about the World Cup?
Well,
Or
well,
the
2010, 2014, 2018, and 2022.
Well, I think it was better than 2018. That's for sure. To me,
Yeah,
2018. What was the final? Croatia, France.
Croatia,
Croatia,
France, 4-2.
France for two, and then it was Germany against Argentina 1-0, and then
One,
Holland against Spain 1-0.
1-0. Yeah,
Well, I think it goes top.
top. What would be your order?
2022.
Well, we gotta keep in mind Junior's really
2014.
old, so he's seen more World Cups.
No, we're just doing these four.
I just asked for the last four because I didn't see the 2006, so I wouldn't be able to debate and add my input. That's why.
Well, it's France against Italy.
Yeah,
Can't get that.
yeah. I didn't watch it though, so
That was a. I mean, your idol made a goal there.
You should watch it on FIFA Plus. They have that game. That's a really good game. But I would rank it from
Yeah,
what I
I haven't even
remember.
gone.
You took forever, dude.
Well, because you guys keep interrupting me. Let me talk.
go ahead.
22, 2010. I mean, 2000. What is it? 14. No,
Yeah,
2010 to 14, and then 2018.
So 22, 10, 14, and 18.
Yeah.
Okay.
kind of racist if you think about it. Yeah, when France won it, you were like it, huh?
Well, no, because I didn't think they were the best team. I mean,
Oh yeah, you
well,
Belgium.
see,
I
I'll give
remember
you
that.
this. Like 2010, I think, yeah, Spain, I think was a better team. 2014, I thought, what was 2014 again?
Germany, Argentina.
Germany, Argentina. Argentina was the better team. 2018, France, Croatia. I mean, I thought Belgium was the best team. They just, they suck at tactics. But I just thought Eden Hazard was the best player in that game, I mean, that tournament. So I
Yeah.
thought that was the, if anything, that was the when they had to win it. But, of course, they're bad. And then 2022, Argentina.
Okay, Colin, how would you rank them?
I kind of agree with the ranking. I like the 22, 10, 14, and 18. I agree with that. That's how I'd rank it.
I'm gonna just rank it 22, 18, 14, 2010 because I was very young to watch the 2010 World Cup. I don't know what I know now about some
And you didn't
certain.
see, remember you guys left, I think. And you like,
Yeah, we actually was hearing it on the radio with my grandma, and we were able to hear the final minute of the
Yeah,
game. And
although hearing it is cool and all, but I would love to rewatch it. Maybe they have it on FIFA Plus. Who knows? But I think the 2018 one is great. a great one to watch. The 4-2 Croatia are always in the game. This one is definitely going to be in conversation for one of the best World Cups. You know,
Uh,
just because of the players that performed. Like in other finals, the top players didn't really perform.
yeah, yeah. I was gonna say for me, yeah, this definitely goes as the best World Cup that I've been able to see. I wouldn't know from any previous years, but from what the ones I've been able to watch, this has definitely been.
From the finals I've watched, 1978 tops all of them.
Shut the hell up. All right, guys. That
the 3-1.
the what?
Because Germany,
Yeah.
is Germany, right?
Netherlands, dummy.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, no, that was
That was the year that they didn't. That's the year that they didn't take Cruyff.
And why they lost. All right, guys. That was our coverage for the World Cup. The World Cup has come to an end. We'll continue doing our podcast for through the end of the season. We got Champions League coming up, Europa League. We got La Liga, the Premier League, the Serie A. So there's still a lot of games left to watch for the end of the season. If we could just do like a quick prediction of who do you guys think is gonna win each league, real quick. We don't have to go into the details, but just really quickly, if the 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 four,
Champions League,
the La Liga, La Premier League, Serie A,
La Premier League.
and La Liga, the Premier League, and the Serie A, and the Champions League as well.
So, Premier League, Arsenal. Um, La Liga, Barcelona.
You might get something
Serie
under the
A,
stockings if you keep on saying that.
Serie A, Napoli. Now, who do I want?
No, it's just who do you think in
Yeah.
the Champions League?
What about La Liga?
The
Who'd you say
Champions
La
League,
Liga?
Barcelona.
And Champions League, who'd you say?
He hasn't said it.
Say Champions League. But
Oh, okay.
PSG. Hot take.
PLG. Ooh,
PSV.
that's a good one.
PSG.
Uh, oh, and PSV for Europa League, obviously.
No. Barcelona. Let's go,
Jordan, your picks real
First
quick.
trophy we need.
Um, my pick for the Premier League, hopefully Arsenal. I want to see them win. I want to see them win what they never won before. Or in my lifetime. Well, when I actually
Well,
paid attention, I mean.
I was gonna say one of the big things is if Arsenal get another striker who they sign for Gabriel Jesus replacement, that's gonna be crucial.
Nketiah, come up, bro. That's what we're doing. Nketiah, come on up, bro. We're fine. The Serie A, Napoli are very hot in the Champions League, so I think they're getting a little bit too focused on the Champions League right now. I would say maybe AC Milan. I would go. Um, La Liga. I think Real Madrid might come back from Barcelona. That's a little hot take. Who I want to win is
You might
Arsenal.
get some stockings if you keep saying that.
And
For winning La Liga.
in Champions League, I feel like this losing is gonna losing in the World Cup final is gonna give Mbappe more of a drive to go get something, a trophy, and I feel like that might give him the drive to go and get this Champions League. So I'm gonna pick PSG like Junior for Europa League. I'm gonna pick Arsenal because why not?
I
Why
think
not us?
why not us? Yeah, I think the Premier League. I think it's gonna be a close one. I like. I really want to. I know this is gonna sound really, but I'd really like to see Arsenal win it. Um, for the Serie A, I think
You guys think you're funny, huh? Is this a joke? Frank, if you just something you guys know you're gonna lose, huh? You guys think I
for
got my hopes up?
for Serie A, I think Napoli are gonna win it. It depends all on how far they go in the European competition as well.
We lost.
I think that's gonna be crucial. La Liga, I think Real Madrid's gonna win it. I think 5 points is it's still a lot of points to be played. Um, and for the Champions League, well, the Europa League, I think I think Arsenal is gonna win it. Well, no, I think Barcelona's gonna win it. And then for the Champions League, I think it's City's year. This year with Haaland,
What teams to go for?
this is Haaland's Champions League. I'm saying it
You should
now.
recap what teams to go for, because we keep on saying my team, my team. People are like, what team are they talking about?
I haven't said my team.
No, but Junior and me were like, oh, my team, I want my team, but we didn't say what team.
Well, we already said
So,
it on our first episode.
Calvin, yeah, but what if someone didn't watch the first
Well,
episode?
go watch the first episode and then you can see who our teams are.
We could just say,
Serie A support AC Milan and the Premier League Chelsea and La Liga and Barcelona.
Dude, you guys don't know how to commercialize. You gotta go watch the first episode if you want to go.
Commercialized. That shit's like an hour something.
It's in like the first 5 minutes. It's literally the first 5 minutes. Well, the first 30 minutes with Junior's fucking intro.
what Bundesliga
he
team do you want?
Junior started his intro. Junior started his intro when I was a little kid watching football.
I'm gonna pick for the Bundesliga. I'm gonna pick Freiburg. I think it's very impressive that they're in second place.
I'm
So
gonna
I
go
don't know if you guys are paying attention, but they've been doing very good. Freiburg, SC Freiburg.
What was the first one?
Union
Bayern
Berlin.
Munich.
Union Berlin is in first place. My pick.
Is it Union? I thought
Yeah.
Bayern Munich were in first.
No, Union Berlin still first place. Baby.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Union Berlin is my pick.
But and France, Junior and Calvin follow teams in France. I don't follow the team in France.
I don't really follow.
Calvin used to follow Monaco back when they had the money.
Yeah, now that they're poor.
Well, no, it's just I didn't like them just because of the money. It was another team that I thought was gonna rival with PSG. I think I said this before as well. I thought it was gonna rival PSG, but they went. Their owner got into
Oh, I missed
bankruptcy.
out. I skipped out on it. That's what you're saying.
No, that owner got into bank.
Yeah.
No, it. I just I've hmm. Like I didn't celebrate when they won the League One title. I even stopped supporting them before then, and that's when they were doing really well. They won on the really good Champions League, and then they won the league.
You guys have been going like in and out.
My audio has been good.
It was like a static thing.
All right, well that's good. Let's end it there before we continue. This thing is gonna be 3 hours long or something. But that was our predictions for the further season. So yeah, we'll still keep uploading. We're gonna be talking about what happens domestically in their leagues every week or so. We're just recapping, um, and hopefully we'll be doing a couple more watch alongs because I think that was really fun. So we'll see.
Hopefully live this time.
Yeah, hopefully live this time. Yeah, we are. I already sent out my permission, so I'm just waiting for Susan to hit me back. but um,
Stupid.
but yeah. So once we'll do so watch alongs and keep up with us for the rest of the end of the season. Um, from Jordan Junior and me, this has been Dummy Football Podcast. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and hit the bell notifications.